Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We are live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Would you rather fight 3 swans or 4 flamingos?
Oh.
Because here's
swans I can grab by the neck and use them as like maces, or like flails.
Well, flamingos got mace necks too. They got those long bad boys on them.
Yeah. But they got like there's like a hook, They can like lean in, they can snap at you and then pull back.
That's the part I'm worried about because I feel like the swans more aggressive and more likely to just be like starting the fight over you.
Right.
Where a flamingo, I feel like you gotta really piss off 4 flamingos to really have them coming at you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta like stomp some eggs through the dirt.
Oh, rub it in, grind
spit
it
on the
foot.
first one that comes near you.
Like, insult the male of the family, somehow.
Yeah, that's why I say 4 flamingos because swans, I feel like it's already happening.
Yes,
and they're like let's fucking go. Like
swans are chonky; they can't run.
I've never heard of a flamingo attacking anything. But
no, me neither.
I would love to incite it.
Okay.
Like I'd like to see it happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, you wouldn't like to incite the fight yourself and be part of the fight itself?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Like in The Legend of Zelda, a game made by Nintendo.
That's an interesting way to enunciate Zelda. The Legend of Zelda.
If you taunt and attack the chickens,
yes,
the chickens eventually will come at your shit.
Yeah.
And they have
like
deadly
a tornado.
And they've got deadly force.
It
doesn't matter what level or what game you're playing.
Right. Lethality is present.
Dude. Chickens can get it done no matter what.
In some games, like even the darkness rolls in and music changes. Like it's a whole fucking ordeal.
Yeah, no, screw fucking Ganon. All right. And like all that stuff. Chickens have notoriously had a much higher KD on me in any of those games. Because I just can't stop doing it either.
Right.
Like,
so you think that translates to the swans and flamingos possibly?
I think it would happen more with the flamingos.
Flamingos are the chicken of Zelda, but in the real world?
Yeah, because it's 2 different kind of fights, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you get, you walk out into an arena and there's 3 swans.
Yeah.
Then they know it's time to go and they just start coming at you. You didn't even do anything yet.
I imagine vividly of like a wide shot of like the lake, and you fuck with one flamingo and it turns around slowly and 2 of its family like kind of pop out of the water behind him, and then a moment passes, a beat passes, and then 50 more all pop out of the water, music starts playing.
It'd be super intimidating too. The super intimidating would be as if it put its other leg down.
Not even like it slowly drops it, like I'm about to fuck you up, dude.
He's going for violence.
Yeah, I know. Fucking what is that crane? The crane fucking fighting style,
Oh
right?
man. Yeah, if he puts his other leg down, it's on.
Yes. So this creature could be lethal, but no one really knows. A fantastical creature, if you will.
I mean, I've definitely never heard of a flamingo attacking anything. So that
because maybe they kill
because it's humble. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The guy who knows like jujitsu is never the guy screaming on a subway station.
Fair,
right?
Fair.
He's usually the dude quietly keeping to himself, and then when shit goes down, next thing you know, he's got a pedophile in a chokehold. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Might not even be the guy in the confrontation, but the pedophile's getting
he's
choked
out. He's about to pass the fuck out. He's like tapping and shit. Yeah. He didn't even know how to do martial arts, and he's tapping the jujitsu.
The guy's just like, no tap. No tap. This KO only.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude.
So this flamingo is a fantastical beast, right?
That's what
so
I'm
obviously
thinking.
You want this on a shirt, right? You want this. You want this to for sure be on a polo to rep when you're on the field, possibly.
Yeah.
You know
just
what I'm saying?
like similar to like when African people eat the hearts of their enemies.
Okay, hold on.
To absorb their power.
Okay.
You want to wear the power of flamingos.
Yes.
All over your body.
Yes. Just, like it's tattoos. Like tribal flamingos all over your body.
The more flamingos on you is really the more power within you.
Okay.
And at Back 9 Problems, we can give you so many flamingos.
Yes, you can acquire yourself a beautiful The Flamingo polo.
Yeah. Now let's read the description that Andrew wrote, huh? Beautiful.
Whoa. Why are we calling people out? These are supposed to be ads for the company.
Well, after that
Dog.
stunning it, I mean, how do you not write a description like that?
Oh my
that was
God.
3 paragraphs tops.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I'm saying? And here we got standing on one leg to wheel the ball back to the fairway doesn't always work, but at least you will look good in this polo.
Why do you gotta read it like you're in 3rd grade, too? It's standing on one leg.
I was trying to take all the life out of it as I was reading it.
Okay, fair.
Just
You're like
sad.
Dementor sucking the energy out of it. Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Oh my god! Well, people, just back 9 problems. It's got moisture wicking fabric. It's got that 4-way stretch and that modern fit. I'm fat and it makes me look yoked.
Yes, wrinkle free,
You know
baby.
what I'm saying? I'm a large gentleman.
We know your dumbass doesn't do laundry, so it
I-
won't wrinkle if you leave it on the floor forever
really won't.
and go wear it because I know you're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
I
Just
know you're
don't
gonna fucking do it.
Just don't put it in the dryer. That's just one thing I wouldn't do. Something about these shirts make me think like if you put them in the dryer too long,
It'll
like,
shrink.
yeah, you're
You
gonna be
think so?
muffin topping.
Well, we should ask our wonderful sponsor.
Well, ever since I got my B9P shirt, every time I wash it,
Right.
I hang it to dry.
Fair.
Because I like it that much. That is a fat compliment right there. All right, a lot of
You're taking care of your clothes.
I think a lot of normal people don't understand this. As a fat,
Mm-hmm.
you get a shirt, and you're always subconscious about your shirts.
Yeah.
And sizes are weird.
Yeah.
XL here.
I am unfortunately a little too fat
like-
for mine.
XL in one place could be 2XL and large in another.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're always like, as a fat guy, just disappointed everywhere you're going until you're willing to just go to the same fat guy place all the time.
Yes.
And then you start going to the fat guy place and you find like a brand or so of shirt or something like that like looks good on you, right? And then you're like, this is the one. Fantastic. Finally found it. My giant cow tongue stomach is not falling out of the bottom of my shirt.
Yes. It's
Covering
tucked
my
away.
testiculars
Yes.
from any form of projectiles.
Projectiles.
Yeah, you can't hit me in
Wow.
the nuts from the front. You know what I'm saying? Because my stomach's going to help my balls.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, when I'm wearing those shirts.
Of course.
But if I find something nice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You wash, you wear it out.
Mm.
You have a great day with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're feeling confident, new shirt. You wash that bad boy, you throw it in the dryer, you put it on, doesn't fit anymore.
Yeah, it's shrunk a little bit.
Just didn't fit anymore. It was perfect. And
Until
now it's
then.
gone.
Yeah.
So when I got my B9P exclusive,
Ooh, B9P, okay.
yeah, I started just every time I hang it up because I never want that day to happen. Oh, also update, I've washed it enough times that the duct tape residue is finally off of the back.
Nice.
So we're back to
good.
classic B9P
Good.
exclusive.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Looks good again.
yeah,
Hell
it's great. It's
Good.
wonderful.
Good. Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, you got to get these shirts, folks. They're very breathable. They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like Under Armour, but not like it's like Under Armour, but more like kind of like it hugs your body gently,
Right.
And it like whispers and rubs its cheek on your belly as you're walking. Like Under Armour's like, I'm gonna go get yoked, and this is more like, I just look good today, bro. I'm gonna hit the golf course, get some sun,
Yeah.
talk
and
some
just
shit with the
vibe,
buddies.
Dude. Fuck yeah. Fuck
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Drink a lot of beer, moisture wicking, so my horrible alcohol sweats will be fine.
Yeah, well, if you live out in the beautiful Bay Area, you got the sun beating down on you, right?
Oh,
so
man.
you're gonna be sweating
Oh,
after
dude.
maybe I don't know, like 5 steps.
I
right?
sweat so much sometimes that like customers look at me scared.
like
oh,
visibly
no.
nervous.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
are you okay?
And that happens
Are you gonna pass out?
way more likely than I would like that. Promo code thickness, all
lowercase.
lowercase. I was working today in this.
10% off.
Oh yeah, 10% off. I was working today at this guy. All right, so like,
Jesus, what a segue.
all right, so I'm trying to get on the roof of this building,
Okay,
and they've got a bunch of like package HVAC units on it that I need to work on.
sure.
So I had to carry 10 big filters, and they're all like 2 inches thick and like like 25 inches by 20 wide and shit. So they're big, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Yeah,
I had to
yeah.
get them up a ladder, and there's 10 of them, and I'm alone.
Yeah.
So what I start doing, like an asshole, I stand at the bottom of the ladder, and I start trying to throw the filters to the top.
What?
Yeah, I'm trying to throw them up the ladder all the way to the top,
What? Okay.
so that they'll land where I'm supposed to step
You
when
go.
I get off the
Yeah,
ladder.
Yeah.
And it's just going poorly. I'm getting the height, but it's going up straight and down straight.
Oh my!
Or it's going up straight, it's bouncing off something and coming right back down to me. I'm getting frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, right.
Eventually, I started to try to do some man shit, which is why my arm is fucked up right now.
Oh,
I can't. I think I tore my fucking bicep, dude. It fucking does not feel good,
dude. Oh fuck.
But like, I had to do some just stupid man shit where I grabbed like 3 of them, right, and I held them tight and I climbed the ladder with one fucking hand.
Oh, no.
So you hold on to dear life and you move your leg up until you're ready, and then when you're ready, you let go and fucking try to reach the next one as fast as you can. And you do that until you get to the top.
Okay.
So if you miss, whatever happens.
You're dead. You
Depends
dead?
on how far you fell.
You were gonna say dead.
If you fall really far.
Do you think you maybe were a little too nervous on that ladder? You know.
Well, here's the thing:
gripping that ladder a little too tight.
If you were climbing the outside of a 2-story building and there's a parking lot,
right,
and you're getting towards the top, and then you miss that rung,
right,
you're no hands on the ladder and you're falling backwards.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You might not be dead. But you could be. I'm fucking 300 pounds. If I land on my head, it's over.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's
you're
fucking
not wrong,
gone.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? But no, like this was like in a server room closet. So if anything, I probably would have just got my leg all fucked up in the ladder and torn my ACL and hung upside down for a minute crying. It's like that's the reality. It's just 300 pounds pulling my tendons apart as I get hooked across it.
Yeah. Doing the fucking Peter Griffin.
Yeah. So I do that once, and I was like, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like I've seen my lighter coworkers do that, and good for them. That's not for a man of my size. So then I just go back to trying to throw them again, and then when I started doing, I made a system where I'd grab it, I'd climb up just 2 rungs, maybe even 3,
right,
and I'd throw it from there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not as far of a throw.
Sure.
I can kind of get a more of an angle.
Sure, but now you're kind of lunging off of a ladder.
Yeah, I gotta get 10 of these fucking things up there, dude.
I'll go up and down, motherfucker.
If I go, that's the thing though. If I go up, I have to do the one-handed shit.
Yeah.
And that's what fucked my arm up.
Right.
Or the what I should have done is tied a rope around them and climbed to the top and pulled the rope up. But I was arrogant. Yeah.
Look at you.
So,
okay.
So I get the 10th one up, right? And I take a couple like cans of this cleaner and my drill and everything like that, and I kind of like line my pockets and belt loops. And this big fat old guy comes around the corner. He sees me. He goes, "Whoa, man, you all right?" And like I'm drenched.
Yeah.
Because I've probably tried to throw the filters up like 40 times. Like I was very stubborn. I was standing there for a while, like just
over and
throwing
over
it,
and over.
catching it, throwing it, catching
getting
it, throwing
angry.
It.
Yeah,
Oh, so mad.
Yeah, and that's probably making you sweat more.
Yes,
You know?
yes, I'm getting so upset.
What was like once a ring of your sweat that makes one shade of color of the shirt and the other shade, it's now just all one shade of fucking sweat.
You'd have to lift my stomach to see the actual color of my shirt when it's not wet. So
oh god, that's so bad, bro. I feel so bad that you sweat so much, bro, because
dude,
I hate sweat.
I sweat so much, dude.
I mean, I sweat a lot too, like, especially my pits, you know, but like when it gets overwhelming and your clothes are sticking to you, I get so uncomfortable.
Yeah. So this fat old guy comes around the corner, right?
Poor man.
And he's looking at me. I'm drenched.
Yeah, mad.
I mean, I'm drenched.
Fucking
and upset.
Vivid.
Yeah, and I'm now ready to climb the ladder for who knows how many times I've climbed it in this setting at this point. And like, he comes around with this like, "Whoa, chill out. Like, you all right, man? Like, do you need me to help you? You want me to hand you shit?" And it's like, how long did you hear me fucking doing
suffer.
This shit for?
Yeah.
Before you decided you wanted to come see if you can be a hand.
Right.
Also,
right.
no.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Am I gonna climb the ladder and hang upside down like Batman, and you're gonna hold me
hand him off? Yeah.
I'm gonna do Mark Wahlberg sit-ups and then get back
do
up.
My job for me?
Yeah. Like there's nothing. Don't do this to me. And he goes, "All right, man. We'll just take it easy. Like I wouldn't want you to have a heart attack."
Oof.
And part of me felt sad.
Yeah.
Because at first it's like it's an expression.
Sure.
Don't have a heart attack. But from an old fat man to a younger fat man, it almost felt like genuine concern.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, maybe.
It's like, hey man, like
you good?
Trust me, you're a big man. Like you need to slow down. You're a young fella, I understand, but you don't have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Bro. Jeez.
He's a mentor. He's been down your path. He's like, yes.
I don't like that at all. So fucking, but yeah, like just today, man. Like I had a guy coming at me with this. You're gonna have a heart attack. Shit.
Yikes.
I don't know. That's what made us transition off the back 9 problems. That's thickness, all lowercase.
We already transitioned. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 10% off. You get whatever you want.
So you don't attach that to I might have a heart attack. You can't do that.
Hey, if I had a heart attack,
Doug, I'm so sorry, Doug.
Here's the thing.
I'm so sorry, Doug.
Here's the thing, Doug. This is what I'll tell you. If I had a heart attack in a B9P outfit, they wouldn't even cut it off me. They would take it off of me nicely, and they would wash it and hang it up
gently.
Yeah, and then fold it and bring it back to me after I've walked through the heart attack.
With respect.
Yeah, because I'm gonna walk through the first one. It's the second or third that's gonna take me down. But I have a feeling like
I'm gonna walk through the first one.
Dude.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I know 2 men.
You can't be just fucking planning for that, dude. Like, come on, Doug.
I know 2 men in this world that walk through heart attacks.
That's wonderful. Don't be one of them. Don't be in addition. That's fucking fantastic
I don't want
for them.
one. I don't want one.
Yeah, no, me neither. I don't want you to have one. Yeah,
it?
it probably is. Yes.
It sounds like you'd be cold.
It sounds horrible. My heart's stopping. Yes.
It sounds like cold sweating,
freaking the fuck
and
out.
pain. Yeah, and panic.
Yeah.
No, I have an uncle. Uncle, he's not fat.
The glee in your face is like
Yeah,
upsetting me right now.
I got an uncle. He's not a fat guy. He's actually fairly in shape and lived a very active life, but he's had like 2 heart attacks, I think.
Sure.
And the second heart attack he had, he was coming off of a plane.
The gall.
He was in the terminal.
Fuck, dude.
He stepped off the plane.
Yeah.
He looked at my aunt casually and said, "We need to go to the hospital. I'm having a heart attack."
Wow.
And walked his ass to the front to get the
very
fucking paramedic.
fucking aware, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, gangster.
Fucking fucking badass, dude.
And then
Jesus.
our buddy Steven, shout out to him. His dad, he was having a heart attack, and he knew it. He was at home. He was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know he was having a heart attack. He knew something was
felt
bad.
it. Right.
He knew something was clearly bad. He took a bottle of baby aspirin, swallowed it, drove himself to the hospital.
Jesus.
He's fine.
What an animal, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus
dude.
Christ, bro.
That's some savage
just
stuff
fucking,
right there.
When your instincts just pull in and you just do whatever you need to and get straight to the, I don't
think I have it in me. I like to
right.
think I do, but I like to think we all think we do, but a lot of people don't.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you might not know,
Yeah. I mean, I don't have baby aspirin to just be fucking swallowing.
No one does.
Should I be having baby aspirin as a fat guy? Am I supposed to have that?
No, because he probably had a kid from when he had a baby and it was left over.
No, that's not why.
Right.
No, because don't people take like aspirin and baby aspirin to control their heart shit?
I don't know, dude. Are you talking like baby aspirin that's literally like baby aspirin for babies, or are you talking fucking like it's like you're just calling it baby aspirin?
I think everybody calls it
Like
baby
that.
aspirin.
I've never heard of this before.
It's like a low
I just
dose
know
of
aspirin.
Type in baby aspirin. We gotta get to the bottom.
Okay.
No, we gotta get to the bottom of this.
I just fucking pop like 2 to 3 aspirin. And that's what I have.
Type
Is that
in-
too many? Is that too? What? I don't
Type in
understand.
what is baby aspirin.
Baby aspirin. During pregnancy, are you fucking
Nice.
are you pregnant? Bitch?
It's a low dose aspirin, but I guess
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine so. Like less than a certain
people on
amount.
low dose aspirin therapy typically take 81 milligrams each day, sometimes known as baby aspirin.
Okay.
See,
It's low
I've
dose,
always heard
yeah.
of it in like pop culture, like in movies and stuff like that. Like
Nope.
there's,
No. I have no idea what you're talking
there's
about.
always a joke about like the dad has to take baby aspirin every day to control his heart. You know what I'm saying? Or like the fat guy who has to take it. You never heard of baby aspirin?
No, my uncultured fuck ass has no idea.
It's crazy how into the movie thing you are, and like how many movies you have.
I'm into the creation aspect of it,
That's
not
true.
necessarily the content.
Yeah, that's true. See, I'm so into like the content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like hoping that the creation aspect's gonna be there to create it.
Yeah, well, I'm the person that like you bring ideas to, and then I go, okay, then we gotta do this, and this. You
Yeah.
know, to like I bring it to life, right?
So-
I always talk about how like George Lucas is like a great puzzle assembler. Like he's a great editor and a world builder, but not really a good like movie like dialogue writer or just writer in general.
I understand.
And like there's people who are great at content writing, so that fucking pen rips like a monster.
That
doesn't
pen
it?
does rip.
I know.
Scary.
Fucking scary, dude. Anyways, long story short, like I don't know. I just it's easier for me to create something off of somebody else's idea and expand it and like add perspective and
So like
pretty much the cinematic look, more or less.
So if a movie is like I think Clerks would be a good example. Shot in black and white. It's all in one convenience store. It was really low budget production. I mean, Kevin Smith literally sold his comic book collection to produce that movie, and that's why.
Fuck yeah.
That's why it's in black and white. He couldn't afford color.
Whatever. So
he gave everything he had to make that movie,
Fucking
and
pimp,
now he's
dude.
one of the best in the world. But that movie, again, like mostly still shot all in the same place, black and white, low production, but content was like makes it legendary in the industry, right?
Yeah.
So when you see a movie like that, do you just shut off because like it's like this isn't really my thing as far as like there wasn't a lot of creative happening here, or do you watch it for the like? Do you get into like the banter and conversations that they're having?
I will answer it with a metaphor, right? In the sense that it's a roller coaster, right? And to me, it's still a fun roller coaster, just has less loops and fucking spins and drops, you know?
Yes.
Right? I'm still enjoying the movie. I like the content. But there's a degree of it that, like, I would love more of a cinematic, you know,
How about
trilogy stuff.
Reservoir Dogs?
So, great movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Mostly
Reservoir
content.
Dogs.
Mostly dialogue based.
I also would argue too that production is not just in what you see, you know, it's also in how you get the shot, you know, and like how effective your crew is, right? Because there's a lot of things that you don't see that results in getting the ability to get the shot that you're now seeing, you know. So there's a lot more behind the sorry, I fucking sound like a chicken.
Also, once you know how the sausage is made in film, it's like it's almost, I wouldn't say it ruins it, but like you're watching things differently now.
Yeah,
like one thing I look a lot
shit.
for is like continuity. You know, that wasn't
it's easier to see now.
like that wasn't on that table a second ago.
Right,
like, why is it there now? Or like just little dumb shit like that, and then I see it, and then I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or
modern day shit still does that to this, like
or in like CGI,
yeah.
where you watch like something crazy and you go, I wonder like if they just had like a zip line with a pulley on it, and then this guy was working a camera, and then this guy was in like the little bubble suit moving this big frame around to CGI over, and then you're just next thing you know it's been a couple minutes and everybody else is going, this is awesome, and you're like, I wonder how you'd actually
it's hard to like, it's easier for us to see what that stuff and like contemplate that stuff it's because we know what some of that looks like on the up, like behind the curtain, you know.
Well, yeah, and for me it's on such a small level, so like I wonder what it's like for you, because like this is like what your life is.
Yeah.
So it's obviously you know way more about it than I do. I'm just I'm a cinephile.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? The TV raised me over my parents. Like they didn't really want part of nothing. You know, they didn't really put me in any after.
You got your ethics and everything from your shows.
Yeah, there was no after school program. There was never like the sex talk. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always just, you know, come home and just like go in your room or watch TV right here in the living room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I watched, you know, tons of TV, lots of stand-up, anything comedy. So like my comedy movie index probably from like 86 to 2011, there's probably not much I haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where like, you know, like you start
coverage.
You just start watching anything with the label comedy on it. Like you know, it's like to the point I don't know the actors, I don't know the director. I don't even know the story or what this is going to be about. Like,
right.
Yeah, like I remember going to Sonora, middle of the woods, where we had your bachelor party, and my uncle had a property out there. We would stay there over the summers, and it was like just living in the fucking woods for the summer. We would. Like, you know, it was 9 acres, and there was no street lights, there was no internet, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
No cable.
Unplugged.
Like, there was a lot of times where I didn't know what day it was, genuinely.
Wow.
And my dad wouldn't either.
That's wild. That sounds kind of almost like euphoric in a way.
It is. It is, but it's also kind of maddening.
Sure. Yeah, your sense of stability kind of is lost, so you have to find it elsewhere, I guess, now. Yeah,
and then it also kind of, I feel like if you're not plugging your shit with stuff to do, then that's just a gateway to depression.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would, not to get philosophical, but I would just argue it's just because we're used to that life, you know?
Yeah.
Like, your sense of what grounds you in your day in and day out is now gone, so if you could find a way to shift that somehow to something else, then I'm sure you'd be fine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you need shit to do. Like, you know, like with Cody, living in a town with like 1,000 people in it.
Yeah.
He's like the fucking senator.
20 jobs, dude.
He's the treasurer.
He's the senator.
He's
straight to politics.
He's the chief of fire.
Oh, fuck, man. If you're the senator, dog, you need to control some shit over there.
He's both sheriffs.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
2 part-time shifts.
1 and 2.
He's a carpenter.
He's the sheriff where you go into the office to like check in. All right, y'all, the next office to the right, and you go in, then it's him again. You know?
Yeah, dude. And, he's the arm wrestling champion of the county and shit like that.
Okay.
You got to take on a lot of roles.
He's a big boy. I can see it.
You got to take on a lot of roles because from the perspective of being like a kind of upset 9-year-old in the woods with nothing to do ever.
Yeah.
That, I mean, is like fucking maddening. Like you want to play and you want to be with your friends and you want to do shit. Yeah. And not doing anything, it starts to get to the point where it's just like the days are just stringing together because they're all nothing. And that's why Cody does 1,000 things. I think that's why they all do that. That's why small towns are crazy invested in their high school football teams is because you need something to do on Fridays.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that makes sense. There's like a lot more like of the high school football games like streamed and stuff.
Yeah, that's why there's fucking hoedowns or whatever the actual word for that is. Like
hoedown.
There's a lot of community when there's nothing to do.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
fair.
if you don't go with the community, then you're just gonna regress. I guess.
And then when you have like a metropolis like metropolitan city, right? Then I guess like you fill your time with the things that are there, right, rather than the people that are there.
Exactly. Now, if you got just like a month of vacation, and at one point you were just like, I don't even know what day it is. That sounds kind of dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like as a lifestyle, that sounds awful.
Sure.
Oh, but my point was, so. Mostly what I would do is I had a pellet gun and a quad because my uncle had ATVs.
Yeah.
And I was I was 9, so that's when my dad got me my first pellet gun.
Right.
It was a Daisy long rifle with a scope because I was a third grader. So I wasn't going to be looking down the barrel very good yet.
Yeah, but still though.
And he taught me shooting cans, and then he shot a bird. And next thing
open up the gate from there.
Now I'm the bird hunter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when I was 10,
taking down ecosystems of birds.
And then when I was 10 was the summer that no, it was that same summer when I was 9. That's the summer I got Tybo. My dog.
Yeah.
And he would run with me with the quad.
Aw,
because he
big
loved
old boy.
He loved running with the quad all day because my cousins would do it and my uncle and shit too. So like he knew if like the quad was out, he's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, we're going to run it.
And he's a giant animal monster.
The fucking giant horse barreling at you. It's fucking terrifying, dude.
So I would ride around on the quad with him and then like see a bird or a squirrel and pop it and then he would fucking go get it.
Yeah.
And then he would like, have his way for a second, then I'd take it from him, bury it.
Yeah.
And
at least you were okay. At least you would bury him.
Yeah.
If there's enough ethic in there in your heart, you're like, okay, I at least need to respect the dead.
Well, yeah. And like I remember
you're not just popping these things in the sky and just moving on with your life. Yeah.
So this is great. So at one point, I see my dad grab a dead bird and he throws it into this big wood pile. Now this wood pile's huge, by the way. I mean, we're talking about like a circumference of like 8 feet probably and about 6 feet high.
Spider Haven.
So it's big. Big fucking wood pile. So he threw a bird into it. I don't know. Like it's fucking I don't know what his thought process was. I just monkey see, monkey do. That's where dad puts them. So I just started killing everything and then leaving it in the wood pile.
Oh my god! Whatever colony was in there, you have fed, and it's probably grown to massive sizes, dude.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm their god.
Right?
I'm their god. That's how it is.
And you were giving them food. Yeah,
dude.
I wonder if they gave sacrifices
Trust
for you,
me,
bro.
They were getting plenty.
Yeah,
They're
like it's feasting every night.
It's actually one of the moments I look back most from like childhood memories, like big moments. Those memories that you have very clear. You know what I'm saying?
Right, where you can vividly remember it from step by step. Yeah.
I shot a bird and I hit it in the wing. And it fell. It was probably only about 25 yards in front of me. Nothing crazy when you have a scope.
Right.
And I'm watching it through the scope. It gets up, it starts bouncing around, like doing its thing and cheeping hella loud. And another bird comes and lands next to it. So I immediately shoot that fucking bird. It's fucking dead, right? So now I'm like,
oh, you're PUBGing it out here. When a friend comes down to up-res him, you pop him right next to his friend.
Yeah,
you
dude.
piece of shit. You're a fucking
This
asshole.
is 2002, bro. This is before even the Orange Box.
Before PUBG.
Yeah, this is pre-Orange Box, man. We weren't even at Xbox yet. Birdlands, I fucking take it out.
We're stuck in animation now on the ground.
and now
they're in like their up-res animation. Fuck!
Please, damn it, anybody. And I'm still watching it, right? And like now I figured out. Again, I had to keep saying that I was 9 because of how horrible the story is.
Yeah, of course. You're abusing animals.
Yeah. Well, little boys do that. Listen to Jordan Peterson.
Little boys do weird shit.
Yeah.
But so do little girls, and so do everyone.
Well, it's before, if we're going to go philosophical, it's before you have a real understanding of what death is, and you're not as connected.
Right. Haven't seen Land Before Time enough times yet.
Yeah, exactly. so then another bird comes down. Boom, dead. Beautiful. I'm like that
3 birds?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like that sniper in the bell tower, dude. I'm just fucking...
A third one comes down?
No ammo wasted.
Oh, fucking God.
So, and then now all I know is that I've got, like, essentially a bait trap.
Yes.
To me, I'm hunting, and I've got great bait.
Yes, you do.
Because I've also grown up fishing.
That's so fucking funny. Oh my God.
So the next bird comes down.
4 birds.
And he doesn't land.
Oh.
He hovers.
Yeah, he sees that shit and goes, oh,
dude,
shit, something's going on over there.
It's hovering over the bodies. And then I watch it. It's literally less than a foot away from the bird that's fucked up and still alive.
Yeah.
With a hurt wing.
Right.
And it's like squawking at it, and the bird's squawking back at it. And I watch the bird actually lift its good wing as if it was like showing it like it's like my shit's broken.
Oh,
like it was like a full communication, and then I watched the hovering bird just fly off, and no more came.
It's just like, you're fucked, bro.
Yeah, I watched it all through the scope.
I'm out of here.
And that was the first time like I ever kind of had any concept of like
sentience.
Yeah, like animal. They could talk to each other, like they understand each other in some way. And I think that was actually, that was probably my awakening into what
you were
life
doing?
really was.
Yeah.
And that didn't
you
mean
had real life fucking examples.
Yeah, and I didn't stop killing animals by any means, but like
I continued on my murder spree.
Yeah, dude.
I had a little heartfelt moment, and I was like, that sucks. Well, back to killing.
Yeah. No, in reality, I fucking finished off that bird because my bait was no longer useful, and I kept hunting.
That Rick and Morty bug. Oh, here I go killing again.
Yeah, this is all pre-New Mexico. This is before I had a real gun.
Oh,
in New Mexico, when I was 12, is when I got my first real
Holy
gun.
Fuck, not many years after.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Enough years.
Had enough time to experiment with torture.
Yeah. I mean, that's 3 years of shooting. You know what I'm saying? And when there's nothing to do, you're going to do some shooting.
Yes, you are.
You know what I'm saying?
Out in the middle of nowhere, yeah.
And in the desert, I think there was just this kind of mentality of like, nothing goes to waste.
Sure.
Kill an animal in the desert.
Something else is going to eat it.
Yeah, no problem. Something will smell that blood from miles away.
Yeah, and track it down. Yeah.
Every time. The desert is a horrible, horrible, beautiful place that I'm going to see in 2 months. I saw one time a small bird riding a larger bird and pecking the feathers out of the back of its neck.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's
just
fucking
attacking each other.
Yeah, little birds fuck big birds up because they're too slow in the sky.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So what you'll see like wherever when I go fishing, all the time when I'm out there, there's this bridge, and under the bridge, huge bird colony.
Wow.
And they have like a society. Like there's the ones that kind of like when shit goes down, there's like the patrol birds, and like a percentage go out to check, right? And then you might see 1 or 2 come back, and then a couple more will come out with that and go join the party. And there's clearly ones staying to defend. You'll see what will happen next is that more will come out and start flying just around the bottom of the bridge. That's it. They just stay on close patrol while the scouts are still out. Right? Like, it's crazy to fucking watch.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I couldn't.
I feel like they're eggs and nests, like, imagine, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Ready intruders and shit.
Yeah. That's like their whole ass.
Little territory and shit over there.
Yeah. But
that's
like,
dope. But nature's cool.
Yeah. So every now and then you'd see like a big bird come in, try to fuck with them. And like, they just go to town on them, bro. Like, they're fucking them up in the sky.
Yeah.
Just like real aviator fighting, just
Yeah.
5 or 6 little birds just versus a crow.
Right.
Or even a raven.
Getting dive bombed on and shit.
There's raven out there. They're
Dope.
fucking huge.
Dope, I bet.
They look like mega crows.
Yeah, they're so intelligent, dude.
Yeah, dude.
They're so fucking
They're
smart.
fucking scary.
It's kind of cool though.
I've been up like close to one, like in wild.
Oh really?
Yeah, because in New Mexico they're just out there. Everything is, and it's not like you're at a zoo. And that guy Ted Turner's a psychopath, so he just puts fucking animals out there. When I was a kid, there was bison out there. There still is.
What the fuck?
There's a ton of bison.
Just
in
a
the
bunch
middle
of herd that's grown over time.
South New Mexico. He planted them there, and they're fucking there.
Cool.
Deer.
That's kinda dope, actually.
Deer. I think they're called like orcs.
Orcs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a type.
Interesting
It's a
name.
type of. It's like a type of fucking deer.
Yeah.
They're out there all the time and shit. And
Never
like,
imagine orcs being deer.
yeah, right.
That's weird.
I think it's like Oric or something
Sure,
like that.
but yeah,
I've
yeah,
eaten it before, but I've never
Oh.
seen one in person.
Oh, like native?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, neighbor
Alright.
got one. and then-
Neighbor got one. We cooked up for a little dinner for night.
That's what you
For
do,
supper,
bro.
I got
Bro.
my ale, and we're eating the tractor because we don't have no tables.
Bro, rest in peace to Bill. This guy was a legit, real-ass World War II vet, old man who
Okay.
brought his wife home from Japan.
Oh, wow.
Her name was
Rescued
Mo.
her.
Her name was
Yeah.
Mo. She barely spoke any English, but they
Yep.
lived together until they died at an
Interesting.
old age. And we would catch fish and bring them to Mo, and Mo would make us giant things of like fried rice with it,
Wow.
and like all sorts of different ways to
Wow.
cook it and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because we were feeding them because they got to keep half of the
Mm-hmm.
catch, and they were feeding us, so it's dope because we don't have to clean and fucking cook our
Sure,
fish.
yeah.
So we're fishing all the fucking time, bro.
Right,
Like
right.
giving this
It's
little
so
Japanese
much
lady
fun,
fucking
yeah.
80-year-old Japanese lady.
And
like,
she's probably ecstatic, you
oh,
know,
bro,
bunch
I
of free
show
food.
I show up with like 8 fish.
Yeah,
you
she's
know,
like, oh my God.
big
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, hell
and we
yeah.
didn't keep bullshit either. Like there was good fish for eating out there.
Nice.
There's a lot of carp, but you don't want to eat.
Yeah,
But there's
I've had successful times catching fish when I was a kid.
Yeah.
No successful times catching fish as an adult.
Me neither.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. I've gone
you know?
several times and been very unlucky as
yeah,
an adult.
As a kid, genuinely caught like several rainbow trout on my very first time.
That's
you know,
God.
like several.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I told the story on the show. It was literally we were at Lake Siskiyou, you know, with a family trip further up north, right?
Shasta area,
Yeah. And my step grandfather, right? Whatever the fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, grandfather's taking me out to the boat, right? And he's going like, all right, so 5 a.m, you know, don't worry if you haven't caught anything, because patience, right? It's all takes about patience, and you'll get him next time if you don't catch anything. Give me his whole fucking speech, right? Very snobby old man, in his own right. Get out there, spend maybe an hour. And I've bagged about 6 or 7 like rainbow trout, like fully grown,
awesome?
you know, and he didn't catch dick, dude. Didn't catch
That's
nothing,
beautiful.
you know, like so mad. Came back
Yeah.
to the camp and everyone saw he was fucking fuming, you know.
I fished a lot with my old man, but my dad had more of like a nomadic fishing life. Like my dad's been like everywhere,
Really,
just like on foot.
yeah.
I think my dad hitchhiked from like Michigan
That's
to Colorado.
cool. There's a part of me that like would have liked to like be.
It was a different time,
Not
yeah.
so like. I don't want to say closed off, but like I would like to travel the world in that capacity.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, like part of me's like, nah.
Well,
Like,
nowadays
I'm
you
good.
can't. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You're gonna get arrested trying to train hop or fucking nobody's gonna pick your ass up on the road. I think he was
Yeah.
like bumming rides, selling drugs, just fucking killing it.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
think he
Just
was-
seeing the fucking world.
Yeah, and just like with a fishing rod and a backpack, dog, just fucking. So he's always been like the super fisher,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So when I was a kid, I would catch fish all the time because he was setting my shit up. He knows what fish we're
okay.
looking for.
Yeah,
he
where it
knows how
is.
much weight, what
Right.
kind of bait, if not a lure.
Maybe even where they are in the water column, you know, and
I don't.
shit.
I don't know when I should pick a lure over bait.
No,
I just
me
like
neither.
playing with the lure.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it was up to me, I'd probably use it all the time until I get bored, and then I'll switch it to bait. I don't care what fucking is out there, because
Right.
that's how I want to fish.
Right, right.
That's not how you catch them.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's not how
It's
it
very
works.
true.
You
Yeah, I
fucking put
kind of
trout
like,
bait, and all there is fucking carp. Well,
There's-
I guess carp will eat anything, but still,
It's true. It's true. I mean, you can get like catch catfish and shit.
Yeah,
you know,
you
and
can't
whatnot.
eat them.
No,
You don't wanna
they
eat them
taste fucking-
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
There's something about their scales. I never understood it. Like it's just like fisherman talk.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? They always said that like you have to descale. So okay, you know, like with a normal fish, to descale it, you kind of just take a knife,
Scrape it.
and you scrape it off.
Yeah.
With a catfish, you have to essentially take off its entire skin.
Like it's like peel or like cut off its layer.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, like as if you were trying to like de-skin like a human.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You'd have to like everything. Like so instead of scraping off, like you can't even have the skin. Like that's got to be completely removed.
Interesting.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe because we can't eat it
or it doesn't cook right
poisonous or something. Yeah, so that's why like we would always like catch catfish for fun, but never keep them.
Yeah, you just release them. Yeah,
and then
I always liked doing the reel technique. You know, there's like where you just can throw it out there and let it sit, or you can throw it and just reel it. You know, pretend like put like a little fucking I forget what it was called, the little fucking bait that looked like fishies. You know, what are those called?
A lure.
Is it just a lure?
Yeah, there's a lot of different lures, but lures when you're not using bait and you have like a little thing on the end, and you're lure is when you're just casting it and bringing it back in over and over again.
Oh, okay.
And you
I
have
feel like a toddler talking about this shit. Like, well, the thing that looks like a little fishy at the end of your fucking. Because I don't know. Same with you. I don't know anything about like all the specifics. I just know rod, put on bait, cast to water.
Yeah, but then it's like what fish in that water are gonna want that bait? Like, that's where it gets confusing.
Right.
Also, it's like how much weight do I put on the line? Because in my eyes, just put as much as you can.
Right.
Because then I can huck this fucking thing. Right, like
sure,
the more weight
way away from you.
Yeah, which is fun for me because I feel like the further you go, the more likely you're to get a fish. Not true.
Right.
I feel like it's more likely the closer you are, you get a fish. But again, not great at it. Like I've done it my whole life, and I realized and as soon as my dad was out of the picture, I'm a dog shit fisherman.
Yeah, you know it's weird. Like I feel like I would agree with you. Like my thinking would be, well, it's further out there in the water. It's like. I'm far away from it, so it's not gonna like I don't know that I'm around.
Yeah, it's not picking up my vibrations.
I don't know, right? Yeah, like I just like I don't know specifics, but I agree with you. There's a lot of like things where I'm sure you could do the easy. Oh, like this lake has this fish with this bait you use, right?
Well, that's But
I also would argue that there's probably a lot more like little subtle things that fishermen know that like to other people they're probably like, why don't you know this? Dude, right.
One time my dad was here to visit and we went to a place called like I think it's by where it's in like Dublin. It's called like Guns, Ammo, and stuff, or Guns Fishing and stuff.
Something where your dad would want to go.
Yeah, it was just like on the nose.
I go out and get my guns and go fishing and smoke a cigar.
Yeah, it was on the nose as fuck. And it was like a big place by Tesla. And
Tesla, huh?
Yeah, it's fucking. But yeah, they just sell like they have like a gun part, and then there was the fucking fisherman part.
Cool.
And then there was like the outdoor shit part.
Nice.
And
dope.
yeah, and like. The guy and my dad start talking about fishing, and then that just is the next hour and a half of my life. Because like not only is it stories and catches, but it's also like when they talk about what's in the area, it sounds like they're talking about like when somebody's talking about politics. Oh. It's so much information.
Yeah, like specifics and specific
because you got to know. Yeah, well, you got to
and
know where the moon is because the tide is involved.
Right.
You need to know about what season you are. You need to know about what fish habit that area. You need to know about the characteristics of that fish.
Sure, yeah.
You know, like if you're doing bait versus a lure, in my mind, a docile fish will eat food, and then the lure is for fish that attack and fuck up other fish.
Right, yeah. Hunters.
So it's like you gotta know who's in there in that water, and then what are people being successful with.
Right.
Not only that, where are the swells and the spots that are more popular? Because it's not like you go to the bay, go to the delta. It's like, no, they got like coordinates. They're like, there's an island 16 clicks off of the fourth loading bay. If you exit from this place deep out in Stockton, you take the boat about 17 minutes north, you hit longitude 32, and then you sail just until you see a dead raccoon. That's the island. My buddy caught like 8 fish there. Big ones, bro. Big fucking ones.
Big
bass.
Massive fish,
big
bro.
mouth, large mouth bass, dude. Fucking huge.
What the fuck, dude?
Bigger than his children. He left them there.
I'd love to
get
try
them on the boat.
Like big like deep sea like fishing, Yeah.
Where
like you have the big huge steel rods that are like mounted to the boat,
I've done a lot of like ocean fishing, but it would be dope to be like in the middle of the ocean.
Right.
You know, not like
that would be a huge fear of mine for sure, but I'd be down.
It would be a huge fear of mine for sure too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. We'd be panicking together.
Well, like my dad took me out with my godfather in a dinghy into the bay once.
Fuck, fuck,
and that,
yeah, Jesus,
the scaredest I've ever been on a boat.
Yeah, how was weather? Was it crazy?
Yes,
I know.
Yes, dude, the waves were all bigger than us.
You're getting rocked and your boat's turning at a 45.
Yeah, I'm trying not to cry because I'm little. That's my dad and godfather's like, fuck yeah, dude.
Stop being a bitch.
Go.
Yeah, they're getting splashed with waves of water. They're like, woo!
Yeah, fucking catches a dolphin, punches it, and sends it back.
Just fucking men of a different reality, dude.
Dude,
fucking a different world, bro.
Savages. Those
animals, dude. They probably went to war.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish I had. But my point, like the how in depth it fucking gets when you're fishing, like I guess, and then all of that, and then you'll hear this asshole go, "Yeah, I didn't get anything."
Yep.
It's like I kind of just want to go with whatever I got then and just start throwing it in the water. I think I like casting more than I like fishing.
Sure, it's also like for me also it's the act of like sitting down in peace and quiet, listening to nature.
That's what I didn't get
throwing
as a kid.
out just like yeah.
That's the one thing when from boy to man that you realize was that the silence is why you fish.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. The just enjoying nature.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. When I went to Shasta last year, I don't remember when it was. But it was recent. We went out on a little houseboat thing for a couple of days, and we found islands, and I would just walk on the farthest opposite side, away from the group, that was partying. And I just sat on the edge, out in the sun, and have a little snacky poo and some drinks and just enjoy the fucking quiet, It was really nice, dude.
Oh, it's nice. And then also I've gone where just like a couple buddies where like joints are being passed around and like
I would definitely smoke out there.
Maybe even some maybe even some music where it's more just about the boys being on a boat and fucking throwing shit in the water.
Yeah, just vibing.
It's always just a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me want to go fishing. I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, dude, you just smoke and hang out 100%.
It's really weird. Like so my godfather had a son, and he was just like a wee bit older than us. Like, and so whenever they would have us go fishing, like obviously he's bringing his son, my dad's bringing me. You know what I'm saying? So you got the boys and then the dads, and you know what I'm saying, going wherever we're gonna go to fish all the time. So I had like a lot of memories with him until like maybe till we were teenagers, and then the fishing trips kind of stopped because again he was older.
Right.
So me entering a teen, I think he was exiting his like time of going with his dad to places. And recently I like reconnected with him. So it's just been making me think about like fishing all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've been fiending to go.
Kinda.
We should go.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
I'd be down to fish. And I already think right now that day I'm not catching shit. And I'm still down to go.
Probably.
I'm still down to go.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe we'll do a little bit of research to see like what fish are where we're going. Right?
Yeah. And I've always wanted to try like fly fishing. I want to do some man shit like that. Fly fishing.
I've never tried fly fishing.
I failed at being a man this week.
No, okay.
I failed hard.
What do you mean?
Okay, so all right. Actually, I'm going to let you judge this.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
I did fail, but I think that I outsmarted it to where I'm willing to take the L on this.
Okay.
So
all right.
My car was acting really weird. It starts throwing out random fucking codes at me, right? And it's like my car's not that old, so in my head I'm like, do I really have 4 different things that are fucked up right now, or is this like a problem with the computer? So I noticed like one of the times I go to start it, it's a little laggy, so I'm gonna get my battery tested. So I open it up. Tons of gobstopper dust all over the fucking terminal, just corrosion city. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, his battery's dead. Right. So I go buy a battery, and I didn't think about this. My battery had a 250 amp fuse box attached to the positive terminal.
Oh.
So I just could not change my battery because I like literally, bro, like I was like, I'm a fucking technician. I work with tools. I got more tools on me than most. You know what I'm saying? There's no way I'm not getting this done. It's a fucking battery.
Yeah.
It's usually 2 10-millimeter bolts. One per terminal.
Right.
Positive first.
Pop it on, pop it in.
Try not to touch anything stupid. Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, this is like this complicated. Your terminal's like 1 red wire. This was like 3 of those.
Yikes.
And then a bunch of fuses, 250 amps.
Yikes.
And I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, right? And I noticed there's like I watched a video on how to take it out. And like when I was watching it, I didn't really like how the guy did it because I just felt like he was tugging too hard on this one wire that was in there. So I'm looking at it myself. I'm kind of looking at how he did it. I've got all the tools ready, and I just go, you know what? I don't think I should do this.
Right.
I think I'm going to break this, and I would rather somebody else break it and then apologize to me for it. So, as a
One way to think about it, yeah.
as a tax-paying American,
Yes.
I took it to Pep Boys.
Hell yeah.
Because Pep Boys, here's how I feel about Pep Boys. I feel about Pep Boys how I feel about Jiffy Lube,
Okay.
and how I feel about Big O Tires.
Okay.
It's entry-level mechanics.
Sure.
So they, as a company, have to accept the fact that when you are going to hire mostly an entry-level staff, there's going to be mistakes.
Right.
You're also accepting that these mistakes can be pretty high cost because we're working on cars.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to fuck up this Beamer that was $50,000, and you have to eat that like whatever $4,000 mistake you made.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure if you tried not to, there'd be problems. So I'm assuming it's in the budget. There's fuck ups.
Right.
So I take it to Pep Boys like a fucking American, and I go and he's like, oh, just battery replacement. Young man's very confident. And I was like, he was like, that'll just take me a few minutes for you.
Oh boy.
Looking at me like I'm a bitch, right? And I'm excited about it. And like, so I'm like, yeah, thanks, bro. So I go and I sit in the little lobby. Phone dies immediately.
Oh no,
And then,
that sucks.
And I fall asleep. Dude, I fell asleep for so long that I got up and there was wet marks from my ass crack on the leather chair.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Just plumber crack, wet mark on the fucking nice leather. And I just was like, oh, that's weird. And then
that's weird. I won't do sat there.
I walk into the lobby and I just see panic. You know, like they see me and I'm like, they fucking broke it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I was like, how's it going? He's like, oh, it's going good. Yeah, just a few more minutes. And I was like, oh, cool. I go back. Here comes the manager. And he doesn't like, he comes to me like a surgeon that's about to tell you that your daughter's dead.
Yeah,
Dude, he puts his hand in hand. Just, who's got the Buick? Can I talk to you about it, please?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, am I getting fired?
It's a big deal right now, right? This is HR? Fuck, dude.
And I already know.
Yeah.
He's going to tell me he broke that shit.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he's like, so what happened is that we were trying to remove the fuse box and this wire got pulled and then it became loose. And unfortunately, we're going to have to get another part to repair it. And we're going to have to order that part, so you're going to have to come back.
Right.
Now, I'm not mad because I already knew that was going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Right. But I'm also not going to tell him that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I just play cool. I'm like, hey, man, shit happens. You know, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, I don't drive this that much.
Snake oil salesman over here. You playing the man right now?
It's a Sunday driver,
you
bro.
Son
like,
of a
I'll be
bitch.
fine with
you
that.
and your honey words. Your silver tongue over
dude.
here.
I'm
You're
evil.
a mess. You're an NPC.
I've ruined lives.
It's okay, bro. You know, mistakes happen.
I don't got one
man.
ex-girlfriend that's normal.
Just cough up all your money and I won't fucking kill you all.
Yeah. So he tells me he's like honestly, like the part's like $24 and it's really fast.
Okay.
So that's what he said. The part is $24. Right?
Okay,
Now fast forward.
Okay.
Oh, he also said come in whenever you want once it's here because it's only gonna take like 5 minutes.
Okay.
So those are the key words because the story has to continue. So he zip ties the fuse box to a way where the wire stays. And now, so my car was working. It was fine. I used it the fucking day that we moved your old roommate out.
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about it, right? I knew they'd get the part, whatever. And like, if it was $24, I figured at least I was going to be able to argue not to pay for the labor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll pay for the part.
Like,
Like,
this is your guys' mistake.
Yeah. So I go in and like, you know, I'm Mr. Nice Guy. You know what I'm saying? So I come in and this fucking employee, I could feel the tension because I guess they're shorthanded.
Oh.
And the guy who does tires isn't there. It's a fucking tire center and there's three of them. And apparently the one that does tire, I don't know what the other three do.
Yeah.
So the customers, everybody's mad. And I'm like, because I'm standing in the lobby and like, I'm hearing just anger. from different people around me.
Oh no.
You know, I got, people like on the phone with their loved ones being like, their shit's going to be like 5 hours like for a tire and all this crazy shit.
Yikes, yeah.
In comes the employee, and he's got a limp. He's kind of an older guy.
Yeah.
He's clearly been having the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, he's putting on with the limp. All right, dog. If it's that bad, you'd have like a crutch.
Okay.
All right, because he's limping like Golem just got the ring and nobody's looking anymore. So he's like, yeah, like,
change my tires.
Yeah. So he comes up on me. He's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, man. The other day I was just here with my car and the fuse like broke on my battery. So they said they'd come in and get it replaced." And he, like an asshole, just goes, "No, there's no way. You're gonna have to do an appointment. There's no way I'm doing that today. That's not getting done." Mm-hmm. And I, a hardworking American, I replied to him, "There's no way that you broke my car, made me wait for the part, told me to come in whenever I need to, and told me it's only going to take 5 minutes, that you're going to tell me now that I'm making an appointment." Yeah. That's not fucking happening.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, because well, I mean, I just got off work, so I'm not in the mood for this.
I'm not dealing with this shit.
I have a very physical job as well, sir.
Yes.
All right. You don't got to climb a ladder to change a tire, dickhead.
Yeah,
all right. Exactly. I was on a roof of a fucking building today and in an attic at different ports.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different parts of the day.
Yeah. Like, you don't fucking fuck you. You get to stand around and change tires.
You don't fucking fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, dude. He goes, "Well, then hold on." And then he just goes out the door and then gets in the car he was servicing and brings it on the side. In comes one of the dudes that was working there the day that it happened when it broke. Super cool guy, knows me. I bring my work vehicle. I suggested we bring all of our work vehicles under the same idea that they will fix them if they break them. You know what I'm saying? Which they do. Because, again, you can't just let this motherfucker break my car and tell me to fuck off.
Yeah,
no. So he comes in like super cool. He knows me. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man? Can I get the keys?" Like, it's only gonna take me a second. And I was like, "Cool, great." And I gave him the key and I just fucking walked on. And then I come back. He's done just a few minutes. Now Limpy's standing there, and he's like hard leaning on the computer, tail between his legs.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry about that." And like, I was like, "It's fine, man. Like, I get it. You guys are busy."
Yeah.
And then the guy who knows me goes, Did the manager say if you were going to pay for this or not?" And I was like, "Look, I don't know. Honestly, I know he said that it cost $24.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to the story again.
Right.
He only said the cost of it.
Yeah.
He never said we're going to take care of it. He never said you're going to take care of it, that I'm paying.
Right.
So I said what he said. He said it was $24. I don't really know. And he goes, "You could just have it, and if he needs it, he can call you." Nice. And I went, "Sweet, you may listen to a lot of my voicemail, sir."
Yeah, yes.
You think I'm going to answer the phone to give you my, like,
for real?
I'm going to come in and give you my, no, you broke my shit, dog. And then your limpy fucking Golem guy gave me shit.
Right, exactly.
So, man shit or failure?
Why is any of that a failure?
Because as a grown man,
you didn't do it yourself?
I couldn't change my car battery. Because without the story, and you just say I couldn't change my car battery on my own, it's pretty weak.
I guess.
You could change your battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I also wouldn't give a fuck if I couldn't.
You should.
I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry.
You're too fucking set, dude. You're goddamn confidence.
Like a fucking I'm too set in my ways, bro. Like I do what I do and I do it.
Some of us are insecure, all right? It's like it can't always just be going right all the time.
Oh my god! You know what? Sometimes I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong, but it just doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. But okay, so I forgot. So another reason I got into the big argument with him.
Sure.
And I texted you about this. I got into an argument with a lady that day at work.
Okay, yeah.
So get this, right? I think, like, to me, this is like a Karen story, pretty much.
Oh boy.
So
I fucking hate these.
I'm in this apartment in like the cheaper part of Walnut Creek, where it's just hundreds of apartments per building.
Sure.
It's in Creekside, just a street for the poor. It's hidden. It's like the only places you'll see apartments in Walnut Creek other than the fancy shit. It's just like that's where they all are. That's where they put them. If you're wondering where the population is, It's there.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling my van into like a parking spot, and my ladder hits the overhang. They have one of those giant carports that you see at like apartment complexes where it's just a wood structure that people park under. It's nothing crazy, just occasional pole to support weight, but then
and then just awning basically.
Yeah, it's just steel poles and an awning to park under, and it's like the length of a parking lot.
Sure.
So my ladder hits that, right? Not hard. I'm parking.
You just bonk it.
Yeah, I'm parking. You know what I'm saying? So my ladder hits it. I go, oops, and then I fucking, I go to back up and move, and this lady comes out of the apartment right in front of it, and I go, fuck. You know what I'm saying? This is the one in front of her. What if this is hers or whatever? So she comes out and she's already like trying to talk to me. So I roll my windows down, and then I was like, she's like, did you hit that? I was like, yeah, I did. I'm really sorry. Like, it was an accident. I just normally my van, like, it would have cleared it without the ladder. I just forgot it was up there. And she goes, you need to be more responsible, blah, blah, blah. Like,
oh, my God.
And I'm trying. I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm thinking
you acknowledged it.
Yeah, I mean, I did fuck up.
You're accountable. Yeah.
Yeah, so then she keeps going, and I'm not in the greatest of mood because I'm a tradesman. And, you know what I'm saying?
You're already annoyed.
Yeah. As a worker with the hands in the outdoors,
yes,
most of us are not in the mood for that kind of shit.
Yeah, 100%.
And
I think that's why it's refreshing when you are really nice. They're all like, "Oh my God, thank you."
Yeah,
because
most dudes I meet that are in trades are assholes. Yeah, especially while they're at work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at one point I just literally stopped her mid sentence and I said, "You know what? No," and I rolled up my window while she was still going. Yeah, and then I parked the car and I wait for a minute and just kind of like gather my thoughts. Like, it's like, all right, like I know she's gonna wait for me. Like. There's no way she's just going to accept that and walk away with how much she's being. So I get out and she goes, this is absolutely, I can't believe you hit that. I'm like, ma'am, I'm really sorry. Like, I didn't mean to hit it. I didn't really even hit it that hard. And like, I'm sorry, but like it happens. And she goes, well, we have to pay for this as the people who live here. And that's when I decided I'm done with this. And I was like, no, you don't. And she goes, what? And I was like, you're not paying for the fucking awning to get a splash of paint. If you give me a step stool, or all you need to give me is the paint. I got the step stool. I even got the brush. Yeah. You give me the paint, I'll fix it for you right now. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not going to stand here and have you berate me because this is crazy. Right. And she goes, no, that's unacceptable. What is your name? And I go, John. And she goes, there's a lot of Johns. What's your last name? I go, Cooper. Because that's who I was today. Yes. Yes. And she keeps going, and she's looking at it, and I have the picture of it, which I'll show you towards the end of the story. So she's going off on me, and it's kind of a circle of words. You know what I'm saying? Sure. We have to pay for this. You need to be more responsible. I can't believe you did this. Look at the damage you did. Oh my God. And I'm taking it on the chin for the most part because I'm like, I fucked up, but I didn't fuck up to the level that you're like
freaking out for.
Yeah, you're acting like some wild shit, like I killed a puppy or something.
Right. You ran over her kid.
So then at one point I finally like not snapped, but assumed dominance in the conversation. Okay. And I told her, look, I'm going to go ahead and do this with you. Like a child, let's count together. Parking space number 1, chip. Parking space number 2, 2 chips. Parking space number 3, there's a big split in the wood. Parking space number 4, that's the one I just hit. Parking space number 6, big split down the whole log. Yeah. You guys have not once ever paid for any fucking maintenance on this thing. Yeah. Once. And if you think that I am going to be the guy who rebuilds this whole structure for a tiny chip mark, you're out of your fuking mind, lady. So go ahead, call whoever you're calling, because I have a feeling they know you. Yeah. And they're not going to give a fuck. They're not. And it's sad, but I'm going to have to go past you now because I got to get to work. Right. Call whoever. The number's on the side of the van. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. Dude, go about your day. Yeah. And I kept telling, I can't give you anything but an apology. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being sarcastic with you. I'm not trying to get out of this.
Yeah, I'm not berating you back.
Yeah, I've submitted to you enough to where now I'm going to personally offend you.
yeah.
We're
going for fucking stabs now.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then I get her to do the mega scoff and return to the cave.
Yeah, return to the cave. Yeah.
And I was doing that shit where like I'm talking to myself loud enough to where I'm like, man, I hope you fucking call, you stupid fucking lady. Like, just ruining and wasting everybody else's time all day. Like, you're all just sitting here at home in the middle of the day, nothing to fucking do. Yelling at some kid, wants some guy to lose his career over a small mistake. I have to get in trouble for this. This is some horrible thing that I have to. It cannot go unpunished. I'm a piece of shit. As I'm walking down the hallway. And then I called my boss, let her know. She's like, that lady sounds like crazy. And I was like, right.
Yes, absolutely fucking off a rocker.
Now here's the picture.
Okay.
There is a perfect 2 little dents where my ladder hit. They are symmetrical.
Let's see. Oh, little splinters. You know, I bet you rub off the fucking like, little splinters that are on there, and she wouldn't even fucking notice.
Dude, she wouldn't have even. If she wasn't home that day, I bet she wouldn't have even known it happened.
As fuck. It's so small.
She would have never seen it if she wasn't home that day.
They're tiny little fucking. They're not even like chunks. They're little chips.
Dude, they're little chips.
Yeah.
I barely even touched the thing. Do you think that right there merits?
No.
A verbal lashing with like,
or a replace the whole fucking thing.
Then it's like, what is this like need for me to be punished?
Yeah,
like that's what gets to me. Is this like, no, you need to be punished? Like, there's no way that I can live without the idea that you had some form of justice brought upon you for this.
It's just weak people wanting to exercise power that they think they can get.
Yeah,
you know, that's the way it is. That's all it is.
And it's like, look. I didn't hit your fucking house.
Right.
I didn't hit a car.
Yeah. I didn't go through your window.
I didn't even do structural damage. Right. This thing fucking fucked my ladder up more than I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Knocked the fucking strap right off of the damn thing. That must have taken a decent amount of force, I'm guessing. But like,
right.
It's like it was such a minor thing to go that crazy over and needs such a punishment.
Sure,
for it.
Of course.
Yeah. And it's just
people like who work in trades have to deal with so many fucking whack customers, dude. There's people out there that flip out for you just looking at them weird, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like
I get weird ones, dude. Like,
there's people who like will rise to some crazy assumption of something, right? You know, and just like run with it. Like, dude, there's some folks that just need to chill, dude. Like, calm the fuck down.
Did I talk about on the show when I blinded that old man the other day?
Nah, maybe. I never forget when I
never remember. I had this old guy who wanted to go to the roof with me to the building he lived in. It's like an old community senior home. 4-story building with a staircase to the 5th floor. You need a key to get onto the roof.
Okay.
Big roof.
Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of remembering a little bit of this now. Okay, yeah.
And he wanted to go with me, and I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And he was like, well, what if nobody knows? So it's like, well, son of a bitch. Like, all right, I guess we're
just
going.
like fucking deal with it.
So I tried to shake him, and I made him walk up 3 flights of steps.
Yeah.
We went from the second all the way up to the access.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking this old ass man,
not gonna make it.
He doesn't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this, dude. There's an elevator to the 4th.
Right. Why are we even on these stairs?
Yeah.
Right
I'm trying to get rid of this asshole. And we get to the top, and as we're getting to the top, I remember and I smile because my sunglasses are on top of my head.
Yes.
Because I know where I am.
Yeah.
And I look back and I go, sir, do you have sunglasses? And he goes, no, I only wear sunglasses when I go out, especially only if I'm going to be out all day. Other than that, I don't need them.
Well, very specific, okay.
And I was like, great.
Wonderful.
Great. And I open up the door, and it just blinds the shit out of him.
Because the flood of light, yeah.
Because the thing about contractor roofs, when where the house has like a pitch and tiles, contractor roofs is where they put all their shit.
Yeah.
So it's flat, but they put this giant, they cover the whole thing in a bright white vinyl matting. I think it's for rain.
That and probably to reflect heat and keep the building not so hot too.
Yeah, it's that and like it's because when you're flat, rain can stand.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, especially if you have a poor design and there's nowhere for that rain to go.
Sure.
So I think the thick vinyl coating means it's not gonna rot through shit. Standing water.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But because it's white,
Right.
and you're on the top of the building, it's like walking into a microwave. I would imagine that's what birth must look like.
What?
Yeah, because you're in a dark, and then all of a sudden you're in the lightest, brightest, like,
shoved
new
through
world.
a hole, you know.
And it was awesome because I opened the door and he didn't go on the roof.
You see his Morgan Freeman. You know? Just like, welcome, my child.
That light hit him and it might as well burned him, bro, and melted his skin a little bit the way he reacted. It was
like
so awesome.
Holy light, you know, with radiation coming down.
And then he waited there for me to go do my thing and then come back.
Yeah, because he did not want to go out there.
Like, fuck that, dude.
I told you, bro.
It's hot, bro. I worked there today. I was out there for like maybe 30 minutes. I already wanted to kill myself.
Yeah. Some of the commercial buildings, I've been up on top of a couple of the ones at work for me, too.
Yeah.
It's the
with
same
that white
thing.
matting?
Yeah, it's a combination of white matting and gravel. But
the gravel.
I think it's just because the company's fancy.
I've seen the gravel, too. Mm-hmm. Gravel because it's good drainage.
Yeah, exactly.
But, fucking, I fucking hate that shit. It's so bright. Mm-hmm. But the point of the whole story that I started about an hour ago is when I would go to Sonora, because there was no internet, when I wasn't killing animals, I was going through.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was going through my.
Wow.
Yeah. I was going. This is awesome. I was going.
That was quite a wild fucking train.
That was
I don't
the
even
best
know how
tangent.
I don't even know how we got
This
there.
episode's gonna be called Tangathon.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're at the middle.
Well, Tangathon.
You know,
While I was in Sonora, the other thing I'd do to kill time besides murdering as many animals as I can find was my uncle had a giant drawer just full of DVDs.
Dope.
Because there's
porn.
no
Fuck yeah.
I wish. Man. Oh my god.
Because a drawer
I'd still
of
be there.
DVDs is
I'd still
a
be
weird
there.
image.
Well, because I think it's because my aunt was like a rich white lady, so she's very particular about design.
Sure.
So it's like the entertainment system is very
Has to
specific.
look a certain way.
But there's no cable and there's no internet.
Yeah.
And this is kind of before internet was like really that big of a thing. Like
Okay, yeah,
2002.
It really wasn't that long ago when the internet became like
Yeah.
mainstream. If you really think about it.
2002, like, I mean, it was more like in schools and buildings, not in people's homes. Some people had them, but like I feel like we didn't have ours until probably like 2004.
The 90s had
2005.
internet, and then 2000s kicked off as a result of internet being more prominent. you
Yeah,
know?
like I wonder when it was that like pretty much every single family home had a computer.
I want to say the 90s, honestly, because that
And we were poor.
It was the really big tube TVs or computers, you know, with the monitors that are like big fat hunky things, you know, with the desktop thing, you know.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
So-
like when everybody had
Yeah,
one.
surprisingly, a lot of people had that.
Because we were poor
Yeah.
as fuck. We didn't get ours in like I remember my dad started an IT school
Yeah.
when we were in second grade.
This is actually data we will probably for sure look up.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
My dad started like at an IT school when we were in second grade, and then he built our computer out of parts that were being thrown away in like 2004, 2005. So that's when we got computers. So my uncle's giant drawer was full of DVDs though, and I literally just picked through anything that was comedy. If it said comedy, I'd just watch it.
Yeah,
So
97.
97.
Let's see.
Wow. Wait, hold on. What is that though? Is that?
Let's see. Percentage of household internet use in the United States from 1997.
Oh, okay, yeah. So open that then.
Have,
Here we go.
there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So see, look at that. Only
2000s, almost half.
2000's almost half. So then when was it like majority? 2020?
2020.
No.
No.
I would say what 70% decent. That's most people.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
70% seems fair.
2010.
2010 doesn't seem like. I mean, yeah, 2000s was like a while ago now. We are in 2023 now.
Yeah, you were 30 now.
But shut the fuck up, bro.
No, I mean, I remember people having those big ass computers, but
Yeah.
those were usually my like friends that were a little bit more well off.
Right,
like-
it's fair. It's fair.
And like I remember looking at those, like, damn, like these guys are rich.
Yeah,
But
because
I used to think people with pools were automatically
Teresa
rich.
also like both my parents actually did the assembly line thing where they would do soldering for all the motherboards and stuff,
okay.
you know, and like they did a lot of computer stuff.
Yeah.
And Teresa was actually really big into building computers when I was younger.
That's
you
cool.
know, she has not kept up with it since. You know,
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit of old knowledge now. But she was probably the reason why I got into computers.
That's
you know,
fucking
honestly,
awesome.
right? Like the household computer we had, she built most of the time.
Yeah.
You know? So because your dad also built a computer, didn't he?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So same thing, right? You
My
know?
dad used to take other parents' computers that weren't working and then bring them home and fix them.
Yeah, or like get the parts that are working.
He would just defrag it every time and it would fix it, bro. It was fucking.
God.
Nobody knew what that was.
Yeah, no one knew how to take care of the actual like software of the computer. You know,
remember the first time you saw a defrag screen is all like the blue and yellow lines? You thought you broke your computer.
Oh yeah,
you know, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, what the? I shouldn't be accessing whatever this is."
Yeah, when I was a kid, for sure, like anything that was like blue screen or like knowing what BIOS is. Do you know what BIOS is at all?
Isn't that like the internal of the system, like talking to the brain itself?
The motherboard software system that uses to like run pretty much the guts of it, right? You don't load Windows, you don't load nothing.
You're talking directly to it.
Yeah, it just shows you what's on your computer, not even the files. You need like an operating system to go through files. But, I think I learned about BIOS and how to use it when I was a teen. You know, but anytime that the computer would do anything weird outside of the softwares I would load when I was a kid, you know, because my parents would like always do typing games, you know, like that was my form of like I was allowed to play games, you know, it had to be I was actually gaining a skill out of it.
Your fucking parents cared about you so much.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they actually like. They were smart though. Like they like knew how to occupy me, but also put me in the right direction. Just, you know, because they're
smart people.
They knew to give me games, you know, but not just rotting games that were like kind of developed me, I guess, as a kid, right? Like Pokemon, they loved me playing because you had to read in order to play it, right? So as a kid, like you didn't read how'd you play the game?
No sound.
You just pressed A forever.
You move whatever direction you can.
You had to read and know where to go.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
You move forward.
How would you make it out of the caves?
You move forward.
No, eventually you're gonna be getting
I'm
dead
not
ends,
as
bro.
smart as you, dog. You move to where you haven't moved yet, and maybe there's new shit there, and then maybe they're higher levels, and you're like, I must be going this way, because everything just went from 5 to like 6 or 7.
But see, you're smart enough to know that levels change.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking knuckle dragger. I'm just not a genius. I wasn't reading anything.
Oh my god!
I also
bro.
never played the sound on my video games until like recently.
Really? Why?
Because I liked music in the background. Like I would rather like I would play an RPG.
I get behind that,
dude. I'd play an RPG, listening to Eminem and not reading it.
Okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
Like
it's wild to know how you get around.
Well, that's why the first time I played Zelda, all I did was march straight to Ganon and kill him. I didn't know that there was like a fucking fire temple and shit.
Yeah, all the content of the game.
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
You're crazy.
I didn't know about it. I just marched.
Silly.
You start the game and you're right at the fucking castle already.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're like
or
near
by
the
the big tree and shit. And you're just like, well, I guess I'll go fight that motherfucker.
You're crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude, like I did not know how to play that shit. I just,
God.
You'd think I'd be the kind of guy that like plays just like Call of Duty and shit, because that you don't really unless you're trying to go fucking MLG and like have some ridiculous ass headset. Mark and I would just be playing with it like music in the background.
You know, it's interesting. A thought that just popped in my head that you're an interesting example of why game and design and platforming design is so important. You know, because there's that feeling. Like Mario games are a prime example. I know that there's like most of them you just head in left to right. Yeah. But as they got into the 3D games, right? Obviously you're going up and down, left, right, all that shit. And being conscious of how that game naturally flows, even in like RPGs and open world now, there's elements of like you want to try something and like the game designer knowing how to like manipulate that, right? And it sounds like you're like that, very much that kind of gamer where you kind of just follow the world and what's in it and like the instinct of a gamer, right? Which is that's kind of cool. I can get behind that and respect it.
It just makes some games not interesting because I just go, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Sure, it gets overcomplicated.
There's been a lot of games I think that I've just been like, I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing at this point, and I can't seem to go backwards. So I'm just gonna play Pokemon again. I'm just gonna play the fuck out of Pokemon.
I think it's just play style at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, Pokemon all day too, easily.
Yeah. Well, Pokemon's he's been since we were kids, right?
Yeah.
It's first game. Hard. I think we're gonna be one of the few generations that's playing a game, all the way until they're like old, because Pokemon's around forever, dude.
Well, I mean,
Pokemon's not going nowhere.
All right. Deathbed.
Yeah.
You get a Pokemon.
Oh.
Whatever one you want. Not a Pokemon, a game. Oh, you get a Pokemon game.
Oh, okay.
You get to play one last playthrough.
Yeah.
Like some doctors, like you got like 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
And you're like, I need like 3 days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you cry for like the first like 4 days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The realization.
And then people stop visiting. For those middle 3,
you realize the loneliness settles in.
Yeah. So then you're like, all right, I get one round of Pokemon.
Okay.
I think, my heart tells me to go with like red or blue.
Okay.
Because of the childhood start and finish.
Right. Oh.
Start
okay.
and finish.
Yeah.
If I played blue version first and last.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But at the same time, I think I'd run through Emerald.
Dope, good pick.
I think I'd run through Emerald.
Gen 3's a good pick.
It's goddamn, it's a good one.
Gen 2 is my pick instantly. Like as soon as you said that, my mind immediately went to Gen 2, probably either Silver or Crystal. One of the two,
Yeah.
Just because like Silver was the first. Similar to what you were saying with Blue, Silver was my first Pokemon game ever.
Okay.
I played Gen 2 first.
I didn't know that.
Then played Gen 1 and went on from there.
I was best man at your wedding, and I've never known this about you.
It's Pokemon. Who cares?
Sometimes you just gotta do something like this to really get to know a person.
I'm so ashamed by you. You didn't start chronological order.
I started Blue, bro. That was the one that was out.
I had Blue and Red eventually, but Gen 2 is where I started.
That's beautiful.
Crystal was really good, but the nostalgia Gen 2 was just better. Crystal was just a little bit more story development and content in there.
Like there was like spelling out the unknowns, trying to find the fucking dogs.
Right.
At least I'd rather try to find the dogs than hunt for the birds.
Right.
What's it? Latios and Latios?
Yeah.
Fuck that all day.
Yeah. The fucking dogs are hard to find though, but there's like on the old gens, there's like tricks to do it,
Yeah, like fly to a city near where it's at or something.
I've never tried, but
there's like a rotation.
There's like a specific thing you do, like when they're in Zone A, they're then gonna appear in Zone B based off these elements.
I
never.
As a kid, I never caught all 3 in one run.
Me neither. Yeah,
just not until I was an adult.
The funniest thing, and I didn't know till years later that my first shiny encounter was with Tauros, the bull Pokemon.
Oh, shit.
When I was a little kid playing Gen 2, I had no idea. I just thought it was like a weird glitch with the Pokemon game, Killed it and moved on. Years later, I'm like, I literally like know what shinies are, just chilling. I remember, I have that memory, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Dude, because Gen 1, Gen 2 are it's like extremely rare to get a shiny in Gen 1, Gen 2, right? It is easier now to get shinies much more, like to a certain like large percentile compared to 1 and 2.
Well,
right?
shit, 1 and 2, like the color's so bad anyway.
Yeah,
like,
you're not even gonna know. That's why I thought it was a glitch. I was a little kid, and I was like, "Oh, my fucking Pokemon!" Like, I was whacking it. I was whacking the Pokemon, the Game Boy.
No, the only shiny that you'd be aware of otherwise would have been Red Gyarados. And that was super prominent,
right?
Because it's red Gyarados, and the stories about the fact that it's red.
Yep, exactly. Right.
Like,
there's a whole thing behind it, So, and I didn't even know shiny Pokemon existed then,
son of a bitch.
So, but I just find it funny that now adult me's like, "You stupid fuck, you dumb cat."
Oh man!
Because then you probably could find a way to transfer that all the way through all the gens and bring it up to like the current gen. That'd have been dope.
If Pokemon was fucking gangster, they would let you put your Pokemon into like a vault when you play it, right? And then do Pokemon Stadium with your Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
So imagine you got to have as many as you want, and then you pick teams, right? And it's only Pokemon that you import from any of them.
Dope.
Right?
Dope.
Any of them.
Yeah.
So you do playthroughs, and
that's cool.
And you know what I'm saying? And then you start getting fucking... I mean, I guess the stats nerds would probably maybe ruin it, but then you just rank it like you would other shit. I think that would be fucking sick.
You'd have to tier it, and you probably do like a system like Pokemon Go does, just so that it's like tiered in some way.
Well, because everybody's gonna have level 100 shit.
Right.
It's just that at that point, it's all stats.
It's all the IVs and what nature it is,
and you've got 1,000 plus combinations. So.
Right. There is like a Pokemon Home thing where like multiple generations can kind of like on the Switch toss to basically a PC bank worth of Pokemon, you know, and be pulled into other games. But I think the games that can pull into that are limited based off the gen. Because it's all like obviously you can't pull a modern day Pokemon and bring it into Gen 2, right?
Yeah, it'd be weird.
Right. It's not there's not the programming for it. Right?
Yeah, and I guess if they didn't write it into the code,
right, the game doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, like if they decided not to have Hoot Hoot in like Gen 7,
right?
Then that game, I guess, it doesn't have the code for Hoot Hoot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's less the fact that so
you're limited to the Pokedex.
Yeah. The Pokedex of what is in there. And then, like, also certain games don't even have the ability to take transfers from Pokemon Home, period. Pokemon Home.
They'll get there.
So it's like it's in its infancy stages, but I think it is going that direction.
I should work for Nintendo.
Eventually, maybe several gens from now, you'd be able to go to a Pokemon Center or something, connect to a Pokemon Home somehow, and pull in Pokemon from your games previous.
Yeah, because the one thing, that I think Pokemon is missing is, like, you have a good long run. You pick up your Squirtle, right? And maybe a Pidgey and a Rattata on the way out.
Rattata.
And, you go through this beautiful, when you're a child, very long story, going from town to town, trying to be the best in the world, encountering so much just adversity. Think about how awful the life of a Pokemon trainer was.
Oh, yeah.
You're a hitchhiker that's just being attacked by animals and other people, and the people you love. Yeah. Everybody just wants a piece of your shit.
Yeah, they want your piece.
They want to take your ass down.
Yeah.
The whole point of the game is to not have to be humbled.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yes, sir.
I am the best.
Yeah, I am number one.
You will not humble me.
You'll never
sir.
beat me. Yeah, you go technically. If you're, not trash, you go undefeated the entire game.
Most games I haven't blacked out once.
Yeah, unless it's the Elite Four.
Yeah, or you just you really fuck up, but then most of the time, you just fucking fuck this, rage quit.
Yeah,
and then load it back up at the save.
Yeah,
fuck you. I ain't blacking out.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Sir. Yes,
I ain't no
sir.
bitch.
Hell yeah,
I ain't no bitch.
Dude. It's crazy enough. Go ahead.
Oh, so to finish off the thought though. So you have this long run, right? You pick up your Squirtle and you go through this whole beautiful story and some other guys along the way, and you power them up as strong as you can, and then you get through and you finally finish the story, and maybe you decide to go catch the others. Maybe you decide you're done then. Maybe even, you just start over. Mm-hmm. What happens to that Blastoise, man? Nothing. He's gone. He's always gone.
Yeah.
Right? That Blastoise that you took... you had such a connection with because
I see you saying
because you mained him through the whole game and almost never used another Pokemon because he was strong enough to play the whole game without using any other Pokemon,
right? And
everything else was just there to help work as a bullet sponge while I revive my Blastoise.
Yes, exactly.
I don't care if he's fighting. He could be fighting Electabuzz.
Yep.
We're putting Blastoise out.
Yes, sir.
Every time.
Yes, sir. Skull Bash.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck Venusaur. Blastoise is coming out.
Yes, sir.
I don't give a shit. We'll take our chances, bro. Every time.
Fuck yeah. Blastoise, my boy. Yeah. I agree too.
And then now he's gone. And I think it would be awesome if Pokemon had a way of being like, well, he doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All these other guys can fuck off that you caught. But that Blastoise, you know what I'm saying? He could stay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Go to the next games.
Yeah. And like that, I mean, you'd have a choice. You don't need to take all of them, but maybe you could just be like, this was my favorite 3 Pokemon or 2 through the whole game. And I'll just move these ones.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then now you have... Oh my god! Imagine if you were playing your 7th Pokemon run through, and all 6 of those Pokemon were your starters from the ones before.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be dope. From a long time ago.
A team of the starter that you used for each game, right? So each one of those, it's going to be like a Blastoise, and then a Typhlosion,
dope,
and then a Blaziken,
dope,
and then whatever the 4th and 5th gen were, and then. Now it's it's time, and all you've got is your best fucking buddies.
Hell yeah, your homies
on a super
your
team,
squad,
a super team, and you're allowed to raise the difficulty. Maybe
I used to always do something similar in the sense of I would transfer up when I can, So because Gen 1, 2 to 3, I think could trade within reason, right? You can't trade down, right? But you could trade up, right? Depending on the Pokemon. But I always like to do. Trading up Pokemon and then pretending to do gyms, you know. So whatever typing wasn't amongst the other gyms, I would take up, right?
Okay.
And like be like, I'm like gonna be the Rock fucking gym leader that becomes the Elite Four member, you know, almost like I like fill in with that world in a way, you know.
That sounds fun.
I played that way, and it made a really interesting challenge a lot of the time because you'd have very obvious weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
So it was fun.
Would you have a link cable and friends?
Yeah,
fuck you.
No, I did the try hard nerd shit where
you had 2 Game Boys?
I had 2 Game Boys and I would trade with myself, or I'd steal it from my sister. You know,
bro. Whenever somebody had a link cable, I was like a drug addict. I'm like,
yeah, give me all your shit,
bro.
Give me all your shit, bro.
Can we trade?
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, come on, bro. I have a
Can me and my friend trade?
Yeah,
can we use your cable?
Yeah, please.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Damn.
Come on.
Well, please. Yeah. I have a Graveler and like a fucking Haunter that need to be evolved, bro.
Come fucking beat
Dude,
up your little
you
brother.
mentioned earlier the rough life of a Pokemon trainer. You know, in real talk, it probably, if it was real in some capacity, it'd be a deadly world,
Sounds
bro.
awful.
It'd be, I don't know, like I think I've talked about this on the show, but the original Pokemon manga, you know,
it was way more brutal,
aggressive, bro.
I think you told me about like that opening scene with the sparrows. Is like,
and they peck the fuck out of Pikachu, dude. You know, like or no, excuse me, a Rattata. It was a Rattata, and then one of them eats a Caterpie. Because, you know, they talk about in the original Pokedex, if you look at the game, like, sometimes they'll talk about how they feed on other Caterpie or something and, like, some dark shit, right? And in the manga, like, it's like a Spearow would obviously eat a worm and it would fly off with the Caterpie. There's one specific image of, I think it's on the SS and it's Poliwhirl and a Nidoran. Fighting, and the Nidoran impales the Poliwhirl, right, with its horn, which is fucking wild. I know at one point, because it's the character in the manga is based off of Red, the original Red, you know?
it was an angry fuck.
Well, he was just a badass kid that was like, I am, to what you were saying before, I am the best. You know, no one can stop me.
You will not humble me.
The Elite Four were all evil. Right, it was like a conspiracy thing and how they hold down the gyms, and it was like a system and shit, right? And then when they found out that he was going to go challenge them, right? The whole point of Victory Road became a survival thing as Bruno, you remember Bruno from Elite Four from the first game, right? Yeah. He sends his Onyx in to go do earthquakes and shit to shake the fuck out of Victory Road and try and kill Red, you know?
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, he's sending Pokemon to go kill, like... pretty much him and his team, you know, through natural disasters, quote unquote.
I'm here for it.
Right?
I like when people,
it's crazy.
I think in Detective Pikachu, they're trying to use like Mewtwo as like a weapon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he fucks people up and shit.
Yeah,
Mewtwo is pretty dope.
Mewtwo's crazy.
Have you seen Detective Pikachu?
Nah, but I heard mixed results.
I watched it again the other day. I hadn't seen it since it came out. Loved it.
Yeah, I've heard some people say they really liked it. Some people are like, you know, like.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to say it's like the best fucking movie ever written.
Of course not.
Because that's rude.
Right.
But pretty well CGI'd Pokemon for the most part.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little strange looking. I don't give a fuck. Like, I think I'm just more happy with what it is. That for me, like Monkey Brain, I'm just sitting there going, "Look at that fucking." That's a Bulbasaur, bro. That's what Bulbasaur would look
it's
like.
nostalgia
That's
heavy.
what Bulbasaur would fucking look like if it was real. Fuck, that's cool.
The nostalgia heaviness is like is hard to compete with. Dude, you know?
That's
like it really is.
That's why to me, I was like, this movie's good enough. I like Ryan Reynolds, whatever Will Smith's child or whoever the other guy is. He was cool, I guess. Story's all right. Pokemon all day. Mewtwo's a thing, you know what I'm saying? Ryan Reynolds is quippy, and like there's like
Shadow Mewtwo, right?
Yeah. And then there's like a scene where they break into a base, and it's like a research facility for their bad guy.
Cool.
And there's a bunch of like Greninjas and shit in there, like they're like trying to fuck them up that are mutated.
Oh.
But then what they're doing was mutating Pokemon to use them as like weapons, and they had a Torterra room. So they animate, essentially the Torterras are mountains that they're standing on that come to life and start like walking and stampeding and destroy the whole facility.
Damn.
And like for me, I'm like, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Great.
It's imaginative enough.
You know, honestly, the story is subpar, but That was cool.
Sure, of
that
course.
was fucking sick.
Yeah, you're going to see it for the spectacle.
It's Torterra that are size of mountains, and Tortilla's like a mountain. He's got the little tree and the river on him and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
fantastic.
Cool. It was cool.
Mr. Mime looked weird.
Of course.
Lickitung looked weird.
He always looks weird. Lickitung always looks weird.
Yeah.
Jinx looks weird.
Yeah, so it's like you can't, I couldn't judge that very hard. Other than that, dude, it's just a bunch of fucking Pokemon that are CGI'd to what they would look like in real life, and that's dope for me.
I've seen a lot of art of people doing like realistic Pokemon, like animal versions of Pokemon, where they're like clearly look more like lizards and real like animals. You know,
those are cool.
Those are pretty neat.
I like all the Pokemon fucking drop art or fan
There's some
art.
cool shit for sure. Yeah. So I had a thought earlier, and I'll ask you because we should definitely wrap like already. You know,
yeah.
But do you think Pokemon will last the test of time for humanity? You know, it's been around it's been around long enough and been injected into so many big cultures in humanity.
Oh yeah,
and it's clearly not going anywhere. You know,
yeah.
Like I wonder if Pokemon's going to be around for 50 years from now. 20 years from now.
The crazy thing is like by the time we're 50, there'd probably be about 3,000 Pokemon. Maybe even 4.
I think there's more than... Isn't there 3,000 plus Pokemon?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think there's already plus.
There's a lot of them.
Dude, like, hold on.
All right. How many Pokemon are there? Because we were born in Pokemon. Pokemon started in the 90s. You could argue the 80s, but you can also suck my dick if you argue it. I'm not counting anything Pokemon.
Oh, no, okay. Let's see.
See, 89. Suck my balls. I'm not counting anything Pokemon in America until the games were out for Game Boy. I don't care about anything in the 80s or the early 2000s.
Sure.
I don't care. But
sure, but you mean like current Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. So there's 1,020.
20, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So at that rate, 1,030 years.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe 20 more years, we're going to be at like 2,000.
I really was thinking that there was like 3,000.
Even 1,000.
There's so many.
Even 1,000's a crazy fucking idea.
But yeah, think about that, folks. So how long do you think Pokemon would stand the test of time in humanity's history?
Some autistic kid that could name all 6,000 Pokemon.
Yeah.
We're just going to be watching that as like a 90-year-old. Be like, fuck yeah, dude.
They're going to be like they're going to be like hieroglyphics at one point.
Yeah. Big choice. That kid rocks.
Shit's wild.
Hell yeah. Bitch.